On this night, the city sleeps. I'm out walking, thinking of your touch. Honey brown skin. Khmer classical dance is an art form that's more than 1,000 years old, and it was developed as a prayer and movement for rain and fertility, prosperity, life, and renewal that rain meant. Here at Promsudan Alkanatierasa, we are both teaching and practicing the works of our ancestors to keep that history and legacy alive. We're carving two types of spaces here in this case. On the one hand, we are male bodies in a tradition that people consider to be a female tradition. Then also on top of that, we come out as Cambodia's first gay dance company. Calling ourselves a gay dance company is to mark a clear moment in time and space. The pandemic was a very scary and difficult time for many people throughout the world. I was reading lots of news about theaters and museums and galleries that have been open for years being closed. And then certainly artists, the way that we live is so precarious already. Being an artist in that type of world, and then when something like this happens, in many ways we were the first ones to be left behind.
The arts and culture rely on kind of foreign tourists. We were hardly hit because, without new tourists coming into the country, it was obviously clear that many of us who works in the cultural industry linked with tourism would had a hard time. Cambodia have been a new destination in Southeast Asia over the last decade. Especially, I think the two main countries that were driven tourists a lot is Thailand, heavy kind of huge tourism industry there, and Vietnam. And somehow Cambodia, we were in between. Cambodia has so much to offer in terms of diversity of destinations. And I think the cultural landscape is still very interesting because it's very rooted into the traditions. Let's say with dancer, they need to practice and to rehearse. Without rehearsal and practice, they lose their skill over time.
We suffered from losing performance opportunities, teaching opportunities. But however, the pandemic has been a moment for us to journey in place, to grow in place. We're really working to push and refine ourselves so that when things do open, we have something to show for the resilience of Khmer artists and the resilience of Khmer people, and really the resilience of humanity in such a crisis.